Good day, everybody. This is BA Radiant Dawn, and I'm back with another top 10 units not yet in Fae. This one is a little bit late. I was initially planning for it to be released last week, so this week we're getting a double dose. Today it's going to be top 10 units not yet in Fae from Blazing Blade, and I brought along another co-host, and you guys know him. He's been here before, and won't be the last time either. It's Epholo8.
Howdy guys, good to see you once again. Looking forward to talking about this game too.
Yeah, let's dig into it. So first off, we got Marcus! And this is young Marcus, not the old one in Binding Blade. Which is funny, because you would think they would both be on the top 10. But no, I think it's just the Blazing Blade one, if I remember correctly, so...
Yeah, you would think that Marcus would be higher up, considering that he sort of carries players through the early game of FE7. He's very well known, I thought he was beloved, but I mean, I guess this proves that he's not.
Yeah, initially he was on 13th, but because we had 3 units join the game from the last time, I actually had to update the list, so now he's in the top 10, which is nice. It's about time.
Yeah, it's about time. He's the only, well, he's one of a couple, only 2 or 3 Jagans remaining that aren't in the game yet in any capacity, and he has 2 forms. It's confusing why he's not in. Pretty obviously, he would probably just be like a Lance Cav, maybe a Sword Cav,
but probably
maybe
an
an X
demote.
Cav. Yeah, he probably demote almost certainly. He might get like a Sapphire Lance or something. I really hope not, but that's what Seth and Titania got, so I don't know.
Yeah. Wait, have we gotten a Sapphire Lance? Because I know Seth has the Ruby Sword, Titania has the Emerald Axe.
Yeah, Sapphire Lance was originally on Sully and then was also put on Oscar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, unfortunately I can see him being easy demote, which is sad, but true.
Yeah, pretty easily. Poor guy. He deserves so much better.
Yeah. For the next one is a unit that I hope we get a save skill on, because it'd be nice to have saves, another save skill in the normal pool. It's Oswin. So, I don't think he's going to be a demote. Possibly he might be, but I don't think so. Typically, armors are not demotes, for the most part, these days. Actually, when was
best bet?
When was the last time we got an armor as a demote, actually? I can't remember. A non-seasonal armor.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. He could be like a Grand Hero Battle, but I think he'll probably end up as a solid banner unit. He kind of gives me a similar vibe to Gatry in that regard. Come with maybe a new version of Bold Fighter, where it negates special cooldown or something. Maybe have a save skill, like you said. He could go a lot of ways. I don't think he's going to be a weak unit in any way.
Nah. I could easily see him having either a lance or an axe, one of those two, and he'd have his general outfit, and he would look so good.
Totally, he would look awesome. Oswin is basically the definition of a Chad in FE7, so
he's the boss one. He's an absolute beast. I love him.
Truly, I would be grateful for Faye to give him some love.
Yes. Next up is Nergal. So I'm automatically getting GHB vibes, or whatever it is.
It could be a GHB. I could also see him as potentially a legendary hero, maybe in the vein of Fallen Grima, because he's not I guess spoilers, but he's not the final boss of that game, so he wouldn't be a mythic or anything. He's not overwhelmingly powerful like someone at a later point in this video maybe.
Yeah.
But he's very, very strong. He could, as you said, he could very well be a GHB, but I think he probably has a better chance as a legendary.
That would be nice. I'd like to see that. Because he'd be probably a red tone because of dark magic.
Yeah, probably. Aresh Kagal being his PRF might make it a little bit too powerful for a GHB, that's basically the only reason that I don't see him as a GHB. But if they wanted to nerf him, he would certainly be probably on my priority list to build, because he'd probably be really strong.
I mean, they did nerf, they did demote Fallen Ashnard, and with the Gurgeron, we expected a lot out of that, but it kind of let us down, so Maybe.
That's very true. They did the same thing with Fallen Leo, and so never know, I guess.
Well, Fallen Leon was not bad.
Right, but like he wasn't like a legendary or anything. He was just a banner unit, which that could be Nurgle too.
Ooh, a morph banner.
Ooh, that would be really cool, actually.
That would
Just
be
have, like,
wicked.
morph versions of, like, I don't know, Linus and Lloyd plus Nurgle or something. That'd be awesome.
That'd be actually a really solid, like, Fallen banner kind of idea.
Totally.
Okay, goodbye Oswin. Hello, Uther. So, fun fact, this is the best I have. his artwork does not exist. He has just his sprite, like, upper, like, body. That's it. That's all he has. So, that's, what we're using. And I'm thinking, probably a freebie, or, if they really wanted to make him, like, a 5-star, he could be, like, kind of like a Gatry as well, or, kind of like, a Dedue with save skill, or something like that. I don't know what they do for this guy, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Like, his in-game version, like, it shows him as being a general, but his story doesn't really have him fighting at any point. So we don't really see what his stats or his abilities are like. He could very easily, as you said, be the Demo unit, or maybe the GHB unit. Just give us someone, pretty free, pretty simple, a good armor unit that's reliable. I could see him having some good resistance on him, since, Hector's not good against mages, so that would be a good foil to Hector or something. Yeah, so
There's really not
they
much
could do a lot of things with him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here, thank you. Yeah, there's not really much we can really say about him, because we don't see him fight. He doesn't really do... He's in the story mainly to, like, hey, go to the... Actually, hang on. He does have stats. They're just unused. He does have combat data.
Right.
And he could be seen through hacking. So, he is a general. He has S rank in axes.
Makes sense.
And A in lance. HP 56, strength 24, skill 20, speed 15, 12 luck, 22 defense, 13 res.
Oh, I see. Kind of gives me a vibe of what's it called, Flame Emperor in some ways. It could be like a power creep version of Flame Emperor in terms of stats, which, to be fair, pretty good free to play armor unit to build. Yeah, that's about it though. Like, he kind of dies in the story because he has a disease. I don't know if they work that into him in some way. Like,
maybe that's how they make him weak.
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
maybe it's
sorry,
a fallen
he's
banner and it's
sick.
just him sneezing.
He's sick and dying. Make him a demote because he's weaker.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, here's a fun fact. He only has, for his growth rates, he only has 2 stats over 40, and that's just HP and strength. Everything else is 30 or lower.
Yeah, I think he might have been intended as a trial map character, because in FE6 they had some trial maps where you could use units like Guinevere or other units that you wouldn't ordinarily get to use. Maybe he was intended for something like that at some point.
Actually, that's initially why I started looking him up, because I'm like, I thought there was like a trial map thing when it came to him. I mean, technically there is, but it just doesn't exist. They kind of removed it, but his stats are still there, which is pretty cool.
For sure.
So yeah, not much to really overly say about him, considering he could be pretty much anything. Well, armor for sure. That's all we know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Next up is Best Archer Boy, and I'm not talking about Rolf, I'm talking about a better one. Rolf fans dislike. Will. So, Will, Archer, possibly colored, probably not. Possibly Demote, because Rebecca was.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Will is basically the definition of attack, defense, archer, which fits perfectly what they like to do to us. They always love to give us high attack, high defense, low speed, low res, free melee units, just like they've done for so long. They did that to us with Zealot, they did that to us with Orson. They do it so frequently, he could very easily just be that unit.
Yeah, and like, if they did want to make him a 5-star, I mean, I'm not sure, like, they might give him the legendary bow. That'd be kind of neat. considering we haven't seen that in the game yet.
Yeah, they could give us the legendary bow from FE7. He might make good use of it.
What was it called? Wasn't it the Rheinfletch or something?
Yeah, the Rheinfletch. It's a pretty good one. Like, the original description of the weapon says that it's a brave weapon, but it's actually not in actual gameplay. So it's hard to say how that would work out. But yeah, he could get that. He could be given somewhat of a Ronin treatment, except for instead of res, he has defense.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah, not really much to say about him too. Archers in this game are really straightforward. They only use bows. So, what could Will use? I mean, maybe they want to make him like a seasonal. He could be like, I don't know, a tome, or he could be anything if he's a seasonal. So let's just not headcanon that. Next up is Kent. So, sword or lance cav. Possibly demote. Probably demote.
Yeah, almost certainly he would be the demote. He's, I guess I would say, pretty clearly the less chosen option between the two cavaliers. Like, he's certainly very good, but he's most often the one that gets benched, just because he sort of focuses more on speed in a game where speed doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
And his weapon of choice would likely be swords, because in the story, he kind of scolds Sane for using a lance.
A lance against an axe unit. Sane!
Yeah.
Don't you know lances are weak against axes? Think, Sane, think!
Exactly, that's the perfect meme.
Oh my god, we'd have to make that.
For sure. But yeah, that's pretty much the extent of it. He would probably be, they'd probably give him some manner of new sword, maybe a power creep version of some old sword, and throw him right at us.
Yeah. One thing that I find interesting, actually, is they could almost make an entire Kalen banner just with the units that are on the list, almost, because we got 3 different units from part 1 in this list. Yep. And they're like, if they wanted to toss in like Wallace or
just another Lin alt, because that's what they would do.
But no, like, they could almost make an entire Kalen banner, which would be interesting because all 3 of the units that are on this list could all be demotes. So that'd be really interesting. Like, who would be the demote between, like, let's say, Kent, Will, Sane, Wallace? Who would be the demote, and what would they do for the rest? It's an interesting concept. Like, it's an easy banner material, but what would they do?
Yeah, I have no idea. That would be a very interesting banner, because these 3 units, Will, Kent, and Sane, they all appear with Lynn as soon as she rejoins your army. And then, of course, Wallace, very famously, Kalen. And then I guess the GHB would be, like, either Lynn's grandfather or her uncle.
Uncle has to be Uncle. That makes so much sense, because he's an actual enemy. He's got stats, he's got class, he's got everything, so...
Yeah.
That would be a really good banner.
It would be a really cool banner, for sure. The only issue is that there's no female units, so they can't sell us with waifu material.
Oh, that is true.
I guess Will can be the waifu. He's a good boy. Look at that wink.
Yeah, he's flirty. He's close enough to being waifu.
For sure. We can have Sane hit on him.
That would be hilarious. So, Guy, I actually had a conversation with you prior to recording about him, because I was wondering what would they possibly do with him. I could see him, if they do like an unpromoted version, he could be a demote, but if they would do a promoted one, he could be like a power crept Corel, or what's her name?
Carla.
Carla. I was gonna say Kyla for whatever reason, but Carla. I forgot. It's funny because I pulled her off the 4-star special yesterday, so I can actually merge onto the one I have. Forgot her name.
Nice. Yeah, with Guy, he could go either of those ways, really. Like, he could go the Rutger way, where he's a fine unit, I guess. Rutger's fine, but also, he kind of got shafted a little bit. And then, as you said, he could be a powercraft version of Corel, because in the story, like at the end, he becomes the new Sword Saint instead of Corel.
Ah, so him power creeping Corel would make 100% sense even in the story.
Yeah, that would make perfect sense. He'd probably come with like a slaying edge or maybe his own PRF, like a Sakayan blade of some kind. I don't know.
You know what would be a cool concept we haven't had yet? A brave weapon. Have we had a brave weapon with acceleration special?
I don't think so. The closest we've had to like a differentiation of a brave weapon would be like Ninja Hannah. Yeah. I guess Ninja Levitane sort of has. I think she might have had special acceleration on a brave weapon, but maybe not. I can't quite recall.
There's one unit I'm thinking of off the top of my head. No, not even the Duopala. So that'd be interesting. Or maybe like you could have like a brave weapon combined with like how Elliewood's Refine is, but like attack speed instead.
That would make perfect sense for him, yeah.
He
would almost certainly be very attack speed focused because his defenses in the game are virtually paper thin.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they could do some really cool things with this guy, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. They could, but I don't know if they have the creativity for that.
Yeah, that's the question when it comes to Fae. Do they have the creativity to make certain units awesome or not? That's the main question.
Yeah.
So, a unit that could easily show up on like a banner with Nergal is Limstella. So we got one sexy morph, and now we just got the other non-sexy one.
I guess so. Yeah,
she's pretty, but there's no like clickbait material, you know?
Yeah, not like explicit fan service like Sonya was.
Exactly.
I think Limstella's in many ways more refined. She's obviously the more powerful of the two. She's more trusted by Nergal and all this. Given she has less personality, so as a result of that, she's probably not going to be a very interesting character. But as a unit, she has a lot of potential. She starts off in that map, I think, with a Bolting Tome, and then after she expends that, she has a Fimbulvetter. Which is strange, I guess, because Fimbulvetter is already on Bronya as a PRF weapon, so I don't know how that would be handled.
That's actually a good point. And I don't know how they would do bolting, because, like, maybe they would...
Well, they sort of did bolting. They had Selena from Epholo8 have the Tome of Thunder or something like that, which is supposed to play off of her having the bolting tome. It's basically just like a hyper attack, hyper speed sort of weapon with wind sweep built in.
What they could have done for bolting tomes in terms of incorporating that into Fae is like 3 range mage. Like they can't attack at 2 range, but they can attack at 3 instead.
That would certainly be interesting. I've had this idea in the back of my mind for a while where they could implement, like from Epholo8, how there are ballisticians, which are essentially super long range archers. I've always been curious, maybe they'll implement those as 3 range, and Bolting Tome would fit right into that as well. Like that would give us more options.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool actually, because like a 3 range tome instead of 2 range, that would be really, really, really different, really neat actually.
Certainly.
But like, would it just be like a one-shot weapon? Because like the typically siege tomes weigh you down so much you can't double anything. So
yeah.
I wonder if they'd be like super high, like maybe like a 20 might tome, but you cannot double. Like it's got like a weary fighter built in or something.
That would be kind of crazy for sure. I know that she has like very close to capped speed, but she is so small. She is as big as Nino. She is so small that she is weighed down to like it's either 0 speed or like 3 speed that she's weighed down to. So she'll get doubled by literally base speed Hector.
Oh wow. Oh Limstella, you're about as bulky as a child. Good for you.
Yeah. It's a shame. She's pretty cool though. I like her quite a bit. I would enjoy whatever they do with her.
She would definitely be a tome of some sorts, but I wonder what color. Maybe like because she's a morph, she could be like a colorless tome.
Ooh, that would be really cool. We don't have many of those.
No, we just have like Bramimon, Halloween Zane, and Bridal Micaiah. That's it.
Yeah, I would like to have one, maybe as a Grand Hero battle, but I guess we'll see.
A freebie colorless tome. Ooh, I think you're expecting too much.
Maybe. They did make the, what is like the avatar character colorless tone, but it is only in that one mode, so. Oh well.
Next up is the other Cav boy, Sane! Mr. Ladies Man right here.
Oh yes, there's no way they don't make him a very powerful Cavalier unit.
He's like Cavalier Gatry. He'll hit on anything with a skirt.
True. They would be best friends in their forging bonds for sure.
They could be a harmonized unit.
That would be amazing. I would love that so much.
I would feel sorry for any girl that's on the same banner. Oh my god.
I hope they save that for next year's bridal banner. That would make my day.
Could you imagine just like the forging bonds or whatever story with that? Just be like, we're gonna Sane / Gatry just running around chasing after every girl that's on the banner with them. Just like, hey, cutie, why don't you come join us for a drink? It's like, but I don't want to. No, come on, that would be fun.
I would love that so much.
Oh,
they could have a little talk.
Yes.
Have a little talk like, what do we even do here?
That'd be amazing.
Oh gosh, that sounds amazing. But yeah, him himself, if he were to show up on a banner like as his own unit, likely just like a really attack focused, probably pretty fast Lance Cavalier. Lances are heroic after all, as he says.
I just thought back to the meme that I had thought of.
This
is so good.
Think Sane.
We have to make that. Come on, don't you know lances are weak against axes? Think Sane, think!
That's perfect.
It has to be done. It has to. If this video inspires that meme, I will be pleased.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know how to make memes, so I'm gonna leave that to you, Epholo8. You got this.
For sure. I'll put that together sometime.
Okay. Yeah, so Sane, Lance, Sword Cav, probably 5-star, possibly D mode. If he's on the Kingland banner, like what we're theorizing, that would be wicked. Because then he'd have to be a 5-star, and he'd have to be at least somewhat good.
Absolutely. I think he is one of those units, like, they sort of do this weird thing where they have a unit that's like as close to demoting as you could possibly get without being a demote, and I think he would be that.
Yeah, like, he might have, like, some inheritable weapon, but he'd have the skills to make up for him being, like, to make him still be a 5-star. Kind of like what they did with, Louise. Like, her weapon is okay, but it's not great. But her skills were good.
They kind of did that with Gatry as well, so, I mean, I guess they still have that going for them.
But the harmonized, Sane Gatry, that would have to be a good unit, so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm super hopeful for that. That sounds amazing.
That'd be so good. At the number 1 spot, Archsage Athos, who's probably gonna be a mythic. Maybe he'll be the mythic this month, in this week. We'll see.
Yeah, Athos would certainly be the one. Like, whether he's mythic or, as we were talking about before, if they got us and made him a legendary because his title is like living legend.
Yeah, so they could like just outright meme. It's like, oh yeah, you think he's gonna be mythic because he's a literal walking myth? Nah, man, his title's the living legend, so he has to be a legendary hero.
Yeah, absolutely. He would. I mean, likely he would come with the 4-blaze. I know that Lilina kind of has 4-blaze on lock. She has various versions of it, and they're all very strong. But he's the original user of 4-blaze. Like, I think it's. I can't remember if he's the one who literally wrote the tome, or if he's just the primary user of it.
It is classified as his tome, yeah. I think in FE6, if I remember correctly, Sophia's like, oh, Athos' 4-blaze or something. Like, I'm pretty sure it's his literal tome.
In FE7, it's his PRF weapon, so
yeah.
I guess it's, he's very likely to come with a very, very strong version of that. He's probably going to be, you know, more on the slow side, because you're not going to expect an old man like him to be running around, you know, like a speed demon.
Well, yeah, but like in the game, he could double almost everything. So
yeah. In the game, he certainly had those stats. It would be very interesting to see him as a speed demon, like a nuclear mage or something.
Actually, I wonder how they would handle him, because he had really good stats all the way around. Like, he had great magic, great res, pretty solid defense, really good speed, pretty solid HP. So like, huh?
It would be something for sure.
I think what they would probably do is they'd probably lower his speed stat in Fae. They'd probably give built-in follow-up into his weapon. and then like great magic, defense, and res.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like what they would do for him. Maybe give him a build similar to Bramimond, except for he would likely be like maybe a red, probably a red because Fire Tome.
Mm-hmm. Or they can make him colorless because he can use any weapon, any magic type, so...
He has S rank in all types of magic and in staves, despite there being no staff rank. I guess that would be the worst case scenario, is that they make him
like a
colorless staff unit.
Oh, the fan base would be pissed.
Oh yeah, it would be over. Especially like if they really wanted to go that route, like his attacking animation has him channeling all of his energy through his staff. So I guess that would be an option. Hopefully not what they actually go for though.
Yeah. So he's the first place. I guess this video is just done, and I'm just kidding. We do have an honorable mention, and because us at the Club, we a lot of the guys have been trying to get Geets into Fae, because I think he'd be a really cool unit. But what would he be? Demote video done. No. in all seriousness, he's according to Sir Epholo here, he's like one of the best bow users in the entire game. He's a warrior. He can use axes and bows really well. He can use either of them. He can use basically any. I think he could use any axe or bow that's not legendary at base, right?
Yeah, he starts off with he has B rank in both axes and bows, which allows him to use brave weapons right out the gate. And in FE7, that's obviously very good because if you can attack 4 times, which he has the speed to do, you're probably killing the unit. Plus,
especially with a good strength stat like him.
Yeah, he has one of the I do think he's the best bow user in the game because with FE7, they have 2 times effectiveness on their bows, which is totally abnormal for any Fire Emblem game apart from Path of Radiance. And as such, most of your bow units probably are not killing wyverns in one round with bows, but he has the speed that he can manage it, and he has the power behind him, so he can.
Yeah. And like, a guy that hits like a truck quadding you, it doesn't matter who you are, you're dead. Like...
Oh yeah, for sure. He's very, very strong. He's basically what the best case scenario is for Bartray in that game, so... You could either expect something great of him, or you could expect Heroes to do the Heroes thing, where they give us a high attack, high defense, low speed, low res, free male unit. And that would be
if we rally the player base to make him a CYL, he has to be good.
Yeah, for sure. We should just vote him into CYL.
Remember, everyone, vote for Geets.
Yes,
Geets wants you. Or you want
Geets.
Geets.
It's not an option. You have to.
You don't have to, but it would be pretty cool if you did, because we want him in this game. He's a really cool unit. He's really fun to use. Come on, let's get Geet. Let's get our boy in Fae. Let's go. I don't even know what placement he actually has. I think he's probably he's one of the last ones on the list. So I think he only got 100 something votes. And
it was pretty low. Yeah, we got a lot less votes this CYL because of a lot of people memeing Gatekeeper up.
Gatekeeper and Abyss Keeper. Oof, double whammy.
Yeah.
So
luckily they can't siphon out votes next year.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe to both me and Epholo. I don't know what you're gonna like of Epholo, so like anything. He's awesome. Definitely subscribe to us both. We'd appreciate it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. So this is BA Radio Dawn, signing off with Epholo8.
Later.